尊者们好，各位佛友们晚上好。Bhante and devotees, have good evening. So today we will start with our Dhamma sharings. Before we start, let's we pay respect to the Buddha first. Let me invite Bhante to guide. Yeah, okay. Oh. Yeah, you can sit. So let me introduce Bhante first, right? Let's pay respect to Bhante. Let's pay respect to Bhante. Okay, please have a seat. 请大家就坐。很荣幸。Bhante, let me speak in English and Mandarin both. 在我们还未开始这个佛法开始之前，让我介绍一下Bhante 本身的那个介绍。Bhante 出家于今年42岁，Bhante 今年24岁，出生于1984年，在1997年12岁时，Bhante 出家于沙弥戒。在2004年4月，Bhante 本身就是拿到比丘具足戒。在于斯里兰卡一个派系叫做暹罗波罗派系。Bhante 曾担任菲律宾的马尼拉雅典大学的哲学系的佛教哲学教授。他近期发表同行的编审期刊的论文《苏格底拉以早期佛教医学论、身心照护中道的推论的基础》，在2025年刊登于马尼拉雅典威大学出版的《Buddhist 思想与文化刊》期刊。此外，他也在美国波士顿举行了美国宗教学会 American Academy of Religion 年会上发表了最新的研究以及成果的论文。作为无受戒的守护者，17世纪斯里兰卡的嘎尼纳西传承的僧团的传承。Let's I repeat in English. Bhante Dr. Chandima, and Bhante Chandima was the professor of Buddhist physiology in the Department of Physiology, Ateneo de Manila University, Philippines. His recent peer-reviewed articles in the Psychiatric and Early Buddhist Medical Ethics, Foundation of Moral Reasoning in the Care of the Body and Mind in year 2025 was published in the Buddhist, a journal of ideas and culture of Ateneo de Manila University. He also presented his latest research at the annual meeting of the American Academy of Religions (AAR) in the Boston, USA, and in a paper titled of Custodians Without Ordinations, the Ghanina Traditions and the Monastic Successions in the 17th Century in Sri Lanka. Let's welcome Bhante to lead for today's talks. Okay, so during our Dhamma talk, please switch off your phones and not ringing, and we also have prepared the questionnaire form at the back, so you can fill up the questionnaire if you have any question. 请大家把电话调至静音。我们也准备了那个 问题箱，如果大家有问题，可以把问题写在问题箱，放在问题箱里面。谢谢大家。那我们把时间交给Bhante。
Thank you, Sister Ching, for that introduction. Dear Venerable Bhante who is the spiritual advisor to Perlis Buddhist Society, and good evening, Dhamma friends. I'm very happy to have come here. Perhaps I could say I'm very happy because this is the first time I came to Perlis in my life, to this part of the country. I have traveled to Kelantan a couple times, even I will be traveling soon as well. So this is the first time. I never thought that there would be an English crowd who can understand some Dhamma. And when I heard from some of the members who picked me up and they were sharing about Buddhist Mahavihara brickfields and the connection that they had to this place long time ago, while Venerable Late Chief Kesri Dhammananda was present. And so it's a very interesting, important event that I think I'm attending here. I'm thankful to Perlis Buddhist Society to invite me as a part of my Langkawi Kada tour, which covered many other organizations, which I started from Langkawi by January 3rd, and then I gave a couple of Dhamma talks in Langkawi, and then I came to KBA, Kada Buddhist Association, Alusta, and yesterday I gave a talk at Jitra Buddhist Association, and today I'm giving a talk here. And tomorrow and day after tomorrow I'll be giving 2 talks. One talk will be at Nalanda Buddhist Society, Sungai Petani, and then I think SP Dhamma Center, right? Sungai Petani Dhamma Center. It's a very fruitful trip. So today's talk will be about something very interesting, but before that, shall we pay respect to the Buddha? Let's put our palms together and we will recite the homage to the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Today's topic will be about why do I keep knowing Dhamma better but doing worse. Bhante will give a brief note about what I said earlier. If you Bhante, give me a second. I need to pass this mic too. Would you mind clipping this mic? Okay, maybe this rope. Like this. Let's clip it. Yeah.
Is it okay? Like that?
Great.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 是不是说他这一次他第一次来Perlis很高兴，因为他没有来过这边，他去过格兰丹，去过其他马来西亚地方，所以他来这边他很高兴。他说你们这边有这个英文的这个佛教徒也对这个Dhamma有兴趣他说这个Perlis Buddhist Society 呢，他跟这个Mahavihara 这个 brickfields 可以说呢，他已经早过几年，他没有往生，说他来这边参加我们的这个仪式所以很高兴，因为现在Bhante是在这个 brickfields 那个 Buddhist 马哈维哈拉这个寺院住，所以他说他去过兰卡威，开始3号，他去过德吉特，接下来明天和后天他去纳兰达，就是那个 SB Dhamma Center，所以很高，他很谢谢这个波罗西佛协会邀请他来这边弘法。今天他的这个 topic 是讲为什么我们学法这么多，可是我们还是越做越差所以今天的 topic 是这个。
Okay, so as I said earlier, our topic today is that this is about something very interesting, very critical about our Dhamma life. Sometimes people think they know a lot of Dhamma things, but they don't feel that they are similarly into the practice to the extent that they know. They know a lot of Dhamma things, but they don't feel that they are able to practice in the same way that they know.
OK，他讲今天这个题目很重要，就是说现在我们的佛友他们懂得这个法很多可是他们还是觉得这个他们对这个法的这个修行跟他们懂的好像没有 balance， 就讲他们没有去奉行这么多compared他们懂的法。
Now, what is the nature of the perception that people think? People know a lot of Dhamma, but they don't feel that they are into the similar level of their practice. So I have given in this slide about it, things like this. I listen to Dhamma talks, I read a lot of suttas, I chant a lot, and I am attending a lot of meditation retreats. And I know what is good, what is bad, what is wholesome, what is unwholesome. But still, when I deal with other people, I still react. I don't respond, I still react. That means when someone is angry with me, I also become angry, although I know a lot of Dhamma things. So normally when other people behave in a mean way to you, if you are also trying to mean to that person, that means you have a reaction to that person. So reactions are not very good as a Buddhist. We have to respond. So then we understand, that person can understand, although I understand it is not good to be mean to other people, angry to other people, talk back with other people, but I can feel I still react to other people, although I know it is bad. Sometimes it is very clear to all of us, many of you, that not talking harshly, unpleasantly is a good thing. But still, when things go bad, we still talk harshly. And sometimes we act mindlessly, carelessly. So this is the nature of this problem. The problem is we know what is good, what is bad, but still we do the same mistakes. Where is the problem? That is what we are going to learn today, how to minimize this problem.
就是想我们要了解什么知道，今天的导师讲我们知道这个佛法很多是讲他给一个观念，就是说我们听很多这个法开示看那些经书也是有这个念经跟去这个禅修营可是呢我们也知道什么是善还是坏什么是应该做的应该不会做的可是呢当我们生气的时候呢我们就是 react 就是讲我们就是发出一个反应他说我生气我就要生气我没有讲什么去应付我们不是去应付我们是反击所以这个就是我们在这个现在修佛法的一个问题还有呢我们有时候我们讲话会讲到粗话就是没有这个正念我们知道应该有这个正念但是我们还是 有人讲我们粗话，我们就是讲的粗话。我们知道什么是对还是不对，但是我们还是做到错的这个行动。所以今天我们要了解要怎么样去解决这个问题。
Okay, before we move on to the rest of the things, I want to again highlight what Sister Chi mentioned. If you know, we are going into a Q&A from 9 to 9:30. I know some of you might be a little bit embarrassed or shy to ask questions in person. So you have an opportunity to write down your question and then drop it into the box behind you in Chinese or in English. So there are empty papers, so write down your question and drop it into the box. I just wanted to just remind you. So now what is the problem here? Now earlier I shared with you that although we are so much engaged with Dhamma things, but time to time we notice that in our practice there are certain things that are not happening in the same way. So the problem here is this: knowing is not equal to doing, right? Just because I know, it does not mean I do then, right? So we have to understand it's not equal to doing. That's why the Buddha said in one of the Pali Sutta, DN33, Sanghiti Sutta, DN33 Pali text. In this sutta, Buddha teaches us 3 types of wisdom. Wisdom is threefold. First one is intellectual understanding, means Suttamaya Panya. This is what you learn from Dhamma talks, retreats, Dhamma books. That is intellectual understanding. Earlier you read, then it will become intellectual. Then the Buddha said we have to bring that intellectual understanding into reflective understanding. Reflect what's happening. I know it is not good to lie. I know it is not good to divide other people in our speech. I know it is bad to hurt other people. I know it is not good to gossip. But when people come around me, I gossip. What's wrong with me? That means my intellectual understanding of Dhamma has not gone to reflective understanding of that Dhamma. So we have to go into that level. Reflective understanding is also not enough. We have to go to lived wisdom. Wisdom is something that we have to engage. That means we have to always think, how can this reflective knowledge, understanding work out in my daily life from morning to evening. So in this way, intellectual understanding of Dhamma, reflective understanding of Dhamma, Chintamaya Panya, should go into lived wisdom. We call Bhavanamaya Panya. Bhavana means to cultivate. Cultivate metta, loving kindness, cultivate karuna, compassion, kindness, cultivate mudita, altruistic joy, cultivate equanimity, upekkha. As you can see here, most of us stop at the first two. Most of the people have intellectual and reflective understanding for the most part. Some people may have it, third one. But most people, they don't have the third one. Sometimes some people only have the first one. They don't have the reflective part. So in order to solve this problem, the problem means we know Dhamma, but Dhamma is not in our life. We have to solve this problem. How to solve it? It is only by obtaining or going into the level of intellectual understanding and then reflective understanding, and then to bring that Dhamma into our daily life. We will learn them slowly. Daily life Dhamma is the most important thing. Otherwise, by the end of today, you will learn a lot of things, but when you go back home, you forget everything. Right? It's like you keep something on your lap, you don't know, you stand up, fell down to the ground. That's why we need to bring Bhavanamaya Panya, live wisdom into our daily life. Because we should know how to practice Dhamma from morning up until evening every day.
ครับOK， 就想问，这样我们的问题是说呢，我们所学习的，但是当我们做出来的时候，奉行的是不一样就是讲我们所知道的跟我们做出来的不一样这是师父用这个长部经第个33，就是叫佛有说有3种智慧，第一个智慧就是 intellectual， 就是知识的了，就是你们听很多佛法，听很多这个看这个经书，你是知识说什么是对，什么是不对，但是当人家做你不高兴的时候，你不知道怎么去反应所以你要把这个知识拿来思维，就是 reflective understanding， 就是第二个是Chandima Panya第一个思维当然的思维呢那么你要把它奉行，就是把它用来日常生活，就是 life wisdom， 就是讲Pavana Maya Panya因为很重要，在我们学佛，就是我们把这个佛法来用在我们的日常的生活中从早上到晚上，把这个佛法来应用奉行这个才是对的。因为如果没的话我们做什么东西就是我们知道应该做，但是我们又在做错了又跟这个佛法去了，所以这个是他的师父要叫你们把这个知识或者是这个佛法带在你的生活中来帮助提高你的生活的这个快乐
Also, I want to highlight that Dhamma is for transformation, not storage. Long time ago, when a non-Buddhist came to see me just to get some information in Canada, what she told me with regard to Buddhism is that, I don't want to mention her religion, the most important thing that I personally appreciate in Buddhism is talking about transformation. Not that we have to follow someone's, XYZ things. So in that case, and if you read Dhamma, if you learn more Dhamma, if you practice it, you will understand, you will become a better person. You will become a transformation. So in that case, you clearly understand Dhamma is not for storage. What do you mean by storage? Long time ago, if you go to a typical Buddhist temple, you can see a lot of books in the shelves, library, right? Normally temples do have books, library. But nowadays, all these Dhamma books have been digitized. If you can go to any website, any famous website, you can see all the text. So we need the both, but we know books also go through impermanence, right? You cannot keep these books all the time. So we need to understand, when we learn Dhamma, we should not collect Dhamma, rather we want to use Dhamma to transform us. Then you will write down things on your piece of paper. When you go home, what you need to do is that not to create a bulk of books, Dhamma books, rather than how I can transform myself through what I learn from different places. So overall, what we can see in our Dhamma practice is not a storage of Dhamma, but a training. We need to train us. What to train? Train our thoughts, right? So we cannot do in 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. It takes time, because we have already been old to a certain extent. So over the course of time, we have formed habits, we have developed so much ideas, perceptions. So then, in order to bring Dhamma into our life, through the training, we need time to do it. So I suggest you start with tiny practices. Don't try to attain Nibbana in 1 day. Don't try to attain enlightenment in 1 day. Take some time. Maybe this month I am going I'm going to take care of my greedy thoughts, right? I will try to overcome my greedy thoughts. Maybe after that or simultaneously, I will try to be slow to my anger. If I'm an angry person, next time when I become angry, I want to be slow to my anger. Earlier, I was very fast to anger. When someone blamed me, I also blame. When someone made you angry, you become 2 times angry. But then you understand, from today onwards, when there are so many conditions for me to become upset, angry, I would like to be slow to my anger. It's a training. It's a training. In this way, Dhamma is not for storage, Dhamma is for transformation. That is how we're going to look at it. So without practice, knowledge becomes very heavy rather than liberating. Actually, when you practice, when you can transform yourself through your daily life, you become a very light person. You can walk lightly. You can talk lightly. You are doing everything very lightly. Sometimes there are people, when they keep learning more Dhamma, they become very heavy. They want to define everything. They want to be logical for everything. We don't have to be logical. Sometimes there are no logics in our life. Think about one small example before I pass to Venerable to translate. Normally, the society, the social concept of happiness is that we always have to be happy. We have to avoid suffering. But if you look at Buddhism, if you learn more Buddhism, if you look at the daily situations where you go through happiness and suffering, you will understand we are meant to experience life and not to chase happiness or to avoid suffering. Why? Happiness and suffering are normal things in our life. But what do some people think is that, no, tell me Buddhist teachings how to be happy always. Can we be happy always? No. We go through different conditions. But what if you are thinking, when you are going through a challenge, what is this challenge training me for? What is this challenge telling me this time? I become more experienced in my life. I become wiser. That is what Buddhism talks about. So in this way, Dhamma is for transformation. Transformation to become a better person, wiser person, kinder person, person who can understand life better than yesterday, better than past decade. So that is what we need to understand before we proceed. Yes.
OK， 刚才我去说就是说，师父说，今天 program 是9点到9点半呢，师父会给你们问答Q&A， 所以你们如果有什么问题，你们可以写的，放在那个后面有一个盒子里面，因为可能你们不方便提出这个问题呀，只能写上那个纸的，放在那个一个盒子后面。到时候我们你写英语还是也是可以写，我也是可以，我们是会把你的这个问题来回答。就是说这个师父说呢，这个佛教呢，它是把你转变了 transformation， 不是把你收藏起来因为他在加拿大的时候有一位别的宗教人来问他，跟他提醒，他说他很崇拜佛教，是说因为佛教呢，当我们学了佛教呢，它把我们的整个人变了，转变了就是讲，好像以前我们去那个，大家以前我们去这个寺院很多书很多这寺院很多，还是什么协会有这个图书馆很多书现在的书呢都变成这个电子书或者是在上网的，所以这个也会被淘汰了。所以当我们写这个佛的时候，我们就收集这个知识，一直收集起来，store起来但是我们写什么我们不知道。所以师父说，我们要把这个我们所学的呢，要把它训练 training 不以 training 就讲我们应该怎么去做但是呢，他说我们要不用好像一天之内要得到涅槃 不是这样，只是讲慢慢一步步来，就是讲，他讲好像这一个月我们做一个学习说，我们要把这个贪减少如果能的话，我们把我们的这个生气嗔也是减少，是不要这么快发生气有时候做你一次生气，你要比他生气2倍，他讲你要把它减低你的这个生气，用一点点来做这个改变如果你学很多知识佛法，你是每次都要跟人家讨论辩论但是你没有拿来用，所以这个你很多事情就把你这个人生好像一个负担很重当你把它用这个佛法来修行的时候，你的身体要轻，你的心比较轻下来因为好像他说我们学佛法呢很多人在这个社会呢，他们是要追求快乐而避免痛苦但是佛法不是这样，佛法是讲快乐跟痛苦它是一起的但我觉得佛法呢，我们就是讲我们会面对苦来我们就会面对，快乐我们就面对，所以学这个佛法呢，我们就会比较有这个智慧当有苦来的时候，我们把这个苦来做我们的老师给我们提醒我们在这个发生的事情的时候，我们学到什么来思维，好像我们能进步这是我们所学的佛法的这个不一样跟其他宗教。
Alright, but we should not forget that we have a challenge. It's a practical challenge. What is the challenge for the transformation? Our habitual mind, habitual thoughts. What do you think? Do you think your habits matter over your understanding? Do you think your habits matter over your understanding? How do they matter to you? You take one small habit. You are a very talkative person. You are very talkative. You want to chit-chat wherever you go. So you know this is not good, because if you talk a lot, you might say something not good to other person. You might. Maybe you may. Now, on one side you want to practice Dhamma, you want not to talk that much. On the other hand, your habit, which you have been forming for many, many decades. So what is wrong with that thing? It is the habitual mind versus transformation. Look at this. All habits run faster than your new Dhamma knowledge. Although you know a lot of Dhamma things, but still your old habits could be more powerful, stronger than your knowledge. It's a challenge. Reactions happen before reflection because of that. Right? When you see the people around you, you want to talk. When you see the people, should I talk or not? That's a response. Do you decide like that? Or when you see people, no, I gotta talk, everybody. Okay. Sometimes there are people who want to gossip a lot. We always talk, gossiping is not a good thing, right? But when they see other people, they want to keep gossiping about it, right? So this way, reactions are very common as long as we bring our Dhamma knowledge into our daily life. Actually, I always ask people, make a post, should I or not? Then you decide what to do, not that you directly go into that. So, the mind or thoughts follow grooves formed over years. Mind and thoughts always go back to your old habits, right? They always go back, trace back. So, insight or wisdom without retaining habits leads to frustration. I think a lot of people are self-frustrated. Why? They know this is bad, but still doing it. Now think about some of the eating habits, sugar habits, drinking habits. You know sugar is bad, right? I think for Chinese, sugar is not a problem. We are always sugar-free. Let's say bad oil or something like that. You know it is bad sometimes, because we are in the corner of Chinese New Year, right? Expecting to eat a lot of sweets, savory. We know that consuming unnecessary oil, too much sugar is bad. But when you see the food, you forget about it. Right? That's the problem. When you see the food, then Dhamma should come to us. No, I have to eat it now. That's a very small space that you are having. You have to decide it. Otherwise, you will do the same thing. So I'm trying to tell you, next time you see the food, you see the object, take a moment of time to pause. Should I? Should I not? Because mind is so powerful. Mind always goes back to habits, your thoughts, because you have been cultivating so long. You think you are doing a miracle by knowing Dhamma. No, it's not a miracle. It's a training that should happen slowly. Yes.
现在这问题是讲，我们挑战是讲，我们跟我们这个习性，关系性去挑战，就是讲，因为好像很多人他喜欢讲话不听在干嘛样？所以他看到人说就喜欢讲的这个闲话所以你学佛，你知道你不应该讲什么佛，但是你还是要这个么样先帮这种事情。所以呢，我们这个习性的烂惯习性，它是很强的，非常强，所以我们要来思维通常我们是看到我应该讲，但是我们来思维说，我应该讲还是不应该讲讲如果有什么情况发生的时候呢，我们应该要拿来思维，有一点时间的思维因为我们有这个智慧，但是我们也拿去训练它就是不会带来好处。好像说现在他讲新年可能看到甜的东西、有糖的东西，或者有太油的东西，我们看到了我们就去吃知道那个对我们身体不好，但是我们还是要去，因为我们这是这样自重的反应所以我们有这个智慧的思维的话呢，我们看到什么就想，这个应该可以吃还是不可以吃对身体好吗？像我们用这个东西来思维。
I think it's like a small quiz. In a quiz you are given 10 seconds. I think with regard to transforming our life with Dhamma, about our daily life, we are not even given 10 seconds, maybe 2 seconds. 1, 2, you should decide. If you are late, you do the same thing that you did before. Right? So we have to be very careful. I think our Dhamma practice also should be very mindful about time. There are people who are not very much aware about how to spend the time wisely. Right? So we don't have time because our mind wants to decide right away. If we have not cultivated a discipline, a training over the time, then we will go back to the same problem. So then again, I want to say the gap. There's a gap between the knowing and doing once again. In psychology, we know this is a very common accepted thing, that knowledge alone rarely changes behavior. Psychology talks about behaviorism and many other concepts. So knowledge only cannot change the behavior substantially. That means there are other things that matter. Habits are driven by emotion, stress, environment. Now what do I say this? If psychology teaches us that our emotions, feelings, stress, environmental matter in transforming us, then let's look at Buddhism in that angle too, because Buddhism says that earlier than psychology. Are our emotions connected to our transformation? What are the emotions? Emotions are usually affective or state of our mind, right? Different state of feeling certain moments of time. And stress, what do you mean by stress? Stress means a moment of time someone cannot deal with that particular thing. Is there a good stress and a bad stress? Are there good stress or all stress is bad? What do you think? I think it is very conditional. It's very depending on the particular activity. Let's say you are a government worker. You have been working for 50 over years. Suddenly you are retiring from your job. And then after that you don't do any work. Then you get sick very faster. Why is it? Then you understand what caused me not to become sick that fast was that I was engaging with something before I retired. So that means when you want to retire, you must find out something to replace your activities. Otherwise, you understand that as long as you work, you are good. Once you retire, you get sick, you die in a couple of years. Why is it? That means we need to engage. Why? Our brain muscles, neurons, neurochemicals should be active. That's why, in many countries now, our elderly people are going into dementia, Alzheimer. Why? Their neurochemicals are not working anymore after a certain period of time. Then what will happen? Their neurochemicals go through inflammation. Then that's why now they are talking, when you are becoming senior, don't try to rest your brain. Try to engage in filling puzzles. Right? Filling puzzle, learning certain numerical things. Then you still make your brain active. So what does it mean? That means we need a good stress. Stress is not always bad. I would clarify the good stress as engaging with something, not that, oh, I cannot take it anymore. That is bad stress. Right? When you come to the point, I cannot take it anymore, I'm so depressed now, that is bad stress. When you don't know, actually sometimes it is happening not because there is too much stress. Quite often it happens because you don't know how to handle. That is why most people go through stress. Buddhism teaches us how to deal with life, how to deal with oneself, people, work, life, anything. So that means transformation can only be possible when we go beyond the knowledge. That is proven by psychology as well. So we have to check our emotions daily. We have to check the stress. More importantly, environment. What does it mean by environment? Does Buddha place any emphasis about environment? Should we live in a good place in our life to practice Dhamma? Did the Buddha say that? If so, where did the Buddha say that? In the Mangala Sutta. In the Mangala Sutta, Buddha says, Patirupa desa vasocha, living in a suitable Dhamma friendly place is a blessing. Right? Even though you are in Malaysia, you have so much ample opportunities to learn from local venerable monks, foreign monks. So many opportunities. So don't miss them. Grab the opportunity. But grabbing the opportunity is alone not enough. You have to transform yourself. Otherwise, every day you are maintaining a degree of Buddhism. BA in Buddhism degree. Every day come and go, touch and go, right? Touch and transform. That is the place, right? So let us check our daily emotions. Let us check stress, whether is it a good stress, a bad stress, whether we are engaged into something good. Let us check what we can do to change our environment possible. So Dhamma should meet our daily life, daily conditions, not always ideal expectations. What are the ideal expectations meant by this point? When it comes to Buddhism, a lot of people think Buddhism is something that we have to learn to attain Nibbana only. Yes, we are supposed to attain Nibbana one day. But before we attain Nibbana, what do you think? Should you not become a good person? You are a bad person, but you still want to attain Nibbana. How is it going to be possible? Right? You need to be a good, better person. then only enlightenment is possible. So before thinking too much about enlightenment, nibbana, anything, try to transform yourself as a person. That is the key point here.
好像我们面对问题的时候，我们的心要反应很快，因为当我们要做选择，当我们这个思维的时候，我们只有2秒或者少过2秒，要来做这个决定，所以我们要用我们的时间很好的用我们的时间，是这样，因为我们知道跟我们做出的，它有一个goal。一个 gap， 一个 gap， 是讲，因为他是说在这个心理学他们说知识不是这么容易改变的，知识你有知识，但是它不会改变你的这个人的因为我们有这个习性这个习性呢，就是我们这个习性呢，哪一款习性呢？我们是要用这个通常我们这个习性是被这个我们这个情绪第二是这个压力，第三是我们这个环境影响到我们像这个讲到这个情绪的话呢，当有时候我们会面对种种的情绪我们怎么去面对他用这个问题说，当我们有这个压力有好的压力跟坏的压力什么是好的他说他做一个比喻说，比如你是一个政府人员，你做了政府服务50年现在你忽然间你退休了不久你就生病或者是死了，为什么呢？因为你没有东西把你这个心来有东西做所以没有所以就是很多现在这个老年人在这个全世界里面呢，他们都有这个老人痴呆症，因为他们已经没有动用他们的这个脑所以他们这脑的神经这个细胞全部都退化，所以现在他们很多的这些医学这个心理学会鼓励老人学这个号码写字给他们好像活动，给他们 active 给他们有这个，这样的话他们才不会退化其实这个是好的这个他是说好的这个压力啦不好的压力是讲你真的不能面对这个问题，不能烧这个问题那个是不好的压力，但是好的压力是好像这一种那么呢这个他说很重要，我们学佛是我们要改变超越这个我们所懂的这个知识所以他讲在环境方面呢，就讲环境会影响我们这个习性，所以环境很重要吗？很重要。像在佛在这个《吉祥经》里面有说到，是讲你住在一个好的这个国家一个地方你可以学佛，很安静，有这个佛友来，有这个本地跟这个外国的师傅来开放，这是这个很好的地方给你学习所以这个你的环境很重要但是我们要不只是要做起这个机会来学这个佛法，但是好像很多人他学佛法很多他有这个好像什么比如说他有这个学位BA Business Administration 他讲Bachelor of Arts 你的这个佛学你懂这个佛学，但是你不会用这个佛学不一样，佛学是把你佛法是把你怎样把你带进你的日常生活因为我们来学佛生呢，我们在这种时候我们都有这个幻想说我们要上涅槃，对，但是涅槃，但是你还是要考虑你自己先，很重要。
Alright, so I think because of the timing, I will cover a couple of slides in a brief way, because I would like to share this presentation with you later on. Somebody can share as PDF. So why unmanaged dukkha, stress make us act worse? You know, there are a lot of problems when we don't understand how to handle our life, our daily life. If you don't know how to handle your daily life, you will never transform yourself, right? You can see dukkha, when you have stress, weakens your right mind. You cannot be aware. And you are always under pressure. and you always go back to your survival patterns, right? You are very insecure, you are putting blame on others, and you are not in your real Dhamma understanding. So then that means we need to know what is happening in our life. And then what are other examples? We know non-violence, we know that it is not good to harm other people, other beings, yet people kill even tiny beings like mosquitoes, snap at people, act impatiently. Does it happen because we reject Dhamma? No, we don't reject Dhamma, but still it happens. It is because we don't have right mindfulness awareness during those tiny little moments. Now I'm telling you to be aware about those tiny little moments in your life.
可是我想，因为时间方面，他这个 slide 当时他会跟你们分享啊，所以是讲，问题是讲这个压力，它给我们影响到我们这个正念啊。我们有时候看到为什么要打，因为我们没有这个正念啊，不是讲我们没有这个佛法，是讲当时候发生的时候，我们有这个正念，我在当下的这个正念截止了啊，所以这个是这个问题，在我们学佛法的这个。
So then what should we understand? We have to understand that there is a missing link in our life. That means when we are dealing with sensory perception, sensory objects, let's say through my eyes I see things, through my ears I hear sounds, through my nose I smell, through my tongue I taste, through my body I touch, through my mind I receive thoughts. Then we have to bring right mindfulness, awareness into this experience. That is the most important thing we can do to avoid those tiny little mistakes. As you can see in the slide, if right mindfulness is late, action is already gone. I told you, you are given only 2 seconds. Decide what to do, what not to do. A lot of people, they cannot decide, what can I do now? I do the wrong thing right away. So within a very short period of time, you have to decide what you are supposed to do if you really want to transform yourself. Some people, they don't think so. They think that I need 1 hour, 2 hours to think about it. Should I do or not? No. Ethical activities are not giving us lots of time. So we have to keep our right mindfulness, samma sati, to understand those tiny little moments so that we can avoid those mistakes and we can transform us better. Yes.
是想当我们面对我们这个6根的这个的接触的时候，这是我们眼睛看到、耳朵听到、鼻子吸到这个6根的时候，我们要用这个正念 samasati 来面对，因为我们只有2秒来做出选择。有些人说我要1到2个小时来思维，但是没有，因为如果你的这个正念慢的话呢，你的这个动作已经出去了所以太来不及，跟不上了所以他要把你这个正念带到你的日常生活中来希望。
Okay, so then I want to now highlight tiny little moments in our life. So how to transform us into this Dhamma? Look at those tiny little moments. You need to reflect before you talk. Do you reflect before you talk, or you just say and then think about it? I made a mistake today. I hurt somebody, right? That was a tiny little moment that we missed in our life. So before you talk, you think, you reflect. Is it good? Is it wholesome? Or is it unwholesome? Even other things before, even clicking, sometimes on social media we click unnecessary things. Sometimes we click trashy, sometimes very unwholesome things. Is our clicking mattering to others? Yes, my friends believe me. My friends trust me. If I share something that is not true, they are going to believe what I share. Think about, I don't search things. Nowadays we have an AI world, right? Everything is AI. If you don't know AI stuff, you think it is real, huh? You share it with other people. Look at it, it's real. No, it's AI. Then when you share it, other people believe you. So you are giving misinformation to other people. Why are you giving misinformation? So don't click, don't share things that you don't know. And don't even forward unnecessary messages to other people. There are people from morning to evening, they are sharing. Yes. Why did you share? No, just you read and delete, but unnecessary. Just because it is free, don't share unnecessary things, because people won't believe you. That's why you cannot practice Dhamma. You have no mindfulness. You click, share, forward. What's going on? Take a moment of time. Is it good to share? Is it good to click? Is it good to forward? That's a very good moment to practice transformation. And buying. You go to the mall, you go to the shop. Are you buying mindfully? Some people, when they go to a place, they buy everything. Why? Just in case, They buy a lot of tissue boxes. I always say this example to our students. Why you buy a lot of tissue boxes? In case, just in case, right? Sometimes people are hoarding, panic buying, hoarding a lot of things. Nowadays, we don't have to buy a lot of things. Why? Lots of places, 24 hours open places, right? And reacting. So before clicking on internet platforms, before buying, before reacting, let us reflect. Is it good to do? Is it wholesome to do? Is it unwholesome to do? Not even that. Before swatting here means mosquito. Should I do or not? Can I change my environment? Mosquito came into my house because my windows were open a few hours ago. My door was open. Now you are asking from the Bhante monk, should I kill or should I let him drink my blood? So my question is, who opened the door for mosquito to come? Answer that question. That means in Dhamma life, we have to prepare to practice Dhamma. Don't wait until akusala come to you. People wait. They're asking us, should I kill or not? How did it happen? Say, my house has a lot of cockroaches in the kitchen. How did the cockroach come to my house? Maybe your house is not clean enough, right? So Buddha teaches us to prepare for practice. Don't wait until you are supposed to do a certain thing. So let's prepare. So you don't have to swap. So reflect before judge, reflect before blame. So I tell you, Nibbana, liberation, grows from small, tiny moments. Yes.
这个英文这个 tiny moments 就是这个小小这个发生这个事情东西小小这个空间他就讲好像他要你思维，做的思维，好像你要讲话的时候，你要三思他来讲你要 click 你这个 handphone 要 send message 给人的时候，你要看那个 message 对是不对的，因为现在很多他讲 AI 全部是假的，所以你剩你的朋友，你会害了他们，因为他们也是真的，所以你要想见，你不要一直 forward 这东西所以你要有这个正念，在你的日常的生活中然后好像有时候你要买东西，你去一个地方，你也要有这个正念，说你应该买这个东西，不要一去就买很多东西。讲他说一个比例说，很多人去喜欢买这个tissue paper 收藏的，为什么呢？因为万一要用到呢，就买很多这样的东西，不应该买的。所以呢，这个是这样。我们要用我这个智慧来思维，好像说蚊子来了，应该打还是不应该打？还是要打吗？不然气不了血，是不是讲谁开那个窗给那个蚊子进来？我们去解决这个问题先，不是讲等问题来了才要怎么去面对所以是讲佛是说我们要准备怎样去奉行 practice 不要等到东西来了才这样去才来这样去做决定因为这个涅槃呢是从这个小小的这个空间、小小的这个动作、事情发生，它累积了才有这个涅槃它是这样做。
I also want to highlight some other things with regard to practicing Dhamma in tiny moments. Normally people want to practice Dhamma in big moments. When something happens to them, when they lost their job, when someone passed away, they wait until that time to practice Dhamma. You cannot practice Dhamma at that point, you are very sad. Practice Dhamma in tiny little moments in your life. Then it is easier to practice Dhamma when the big moment hits you wanting. Right? So then please pay attention to these parts. When you practice tiny little Dhamma things, tiny little Dhamma in tiny little moments, it works on the both sides. You don't need to be perfect in the practice. Right? But we here see something about perfectionism in this podium, right? What is it? Can you read for me? What was it written? Serve for in this podium. Can you read for me? Serve for What is written in this podium? Serve to be perfect. Perfect to be served. Right? You can't see, yeah. You have an excuse, don't worry. But I'm telling you, in Buddhism, this is an idea to promote, this is okay. In Buddhism, we don't have to be perfect because we are perfectly imperfect. When we know we are imperfect, we can practice Dhamma easy. We have problems in our daily life. We don't have to tell other people. We know this is a part of life. Then easy to practice Dhamma. So then it will slow down our unnecessary habits towards other people. It will help us to create a lot of pauses, take some silent moments. I suggest you train one good behavior at a time. Don't practice a lot of Dhamma thing, one thing. If you think you are talking a lot, just practice it for some time. If you think you are lying, try to talk good things. If you think you are not kind enough, try to be kind. So, these are some suggestions for practicing tiny little Dhamma things in tiny little moments.
这是把这个小小的这个法，把这个小小的空间、太小的这个时候来修行就是你不要要求要十全十美因为这个我们这个 restraint 写就要做出十全十美的这个服务他讲可能有时候我们给很多太多的压力，所以他讲这样我们要有给我们这样一些空间，把这个当我知道我们不是十全十美，那么我就会全力的去追求提高我们这个训练因为好像可能你的这个习性，就想哪一个习性你喜欢讲话的譬如你就把这个习性减少先，一个一个来当时你要react 的时候，你要反复的时候讲，好像你停下来先，想先，停下来先，不用再反复，不用做前置，就是 pause 停下来，这是他的提议。
In order to do this transformation, I also suggest you to ask a question silently from yourself before you do anything, before you talk to someone, before you act on certain things, before you think. Is this particular action, thought, speech rooted in greed, lobha, aversion, dosa, delusion, moha? Ask it. You can become a better person in that moment itself. And also, what happens if I pause for 3 seconds now? I ask that question, then I make a pause for 3 seconds. I think I can deal with the situation much, much, much better than how I handled earlier. These 2 questions are very important to ask all the time for this transformation.
他讲要改变，要这个转变我们这个人思想。当你要问你自己，在心里问你自己说，这个东西它有这个贪嗔痴的这个 存在呢？你要问你自己啊，或者是第一个问题是讲，如果我停不要反应3秒，怎么样？啊，你要问这个。当你有这个问题的时候，那么你的生活你要应付这个问题，面对生活的这个东西的时候，你会提高。就用这2个问题问你自己。
Another reason why we need to be very much concerned about practicing Dhamma in tiny little moments, in tiny little ways, is that self-care. We should be compassionate to us before we practicing. As you can see, when we are not compassionate enough, we cannot transform us, right? That is something. And what kind of progress you will go through when you transform yourself? You can see here, fewer unconscious reactions will appear at that point, and more conscious responses will arise. You will not react, but you will respond. When someone is trying to criticize you, you are not going to criticize right away. You are thinking, what should I talk now? Maybe I should stay silent at this point. I should not escalate this problem. When I feel I become jealous, I'm thinking, is this a good mental state that I have to develop? No, I think it is bad. I just be happy for that person, I mind about myself, right? So when you progress, you will measure your transformation. You will measure your transformation by these steps. One is, you will see, you will do less reactions to anything. You will have more responses, conscious responses. And the other thing is that, let's say you are now transforming slowly, gradually. You still will make a slight, tiny mistake, but you recover faster. Earlier when you do mistakes, you don't recover faster. You are very angry. I should do again, keep repeating. But now you understand, I lied, not a good thing. I should stop it. I was unkind to somebody. I should stop it. I was jealous about something. I should not do it. You will go back to your Dhamma transformation faster, quicker compared to before, because you are in the transformation. And you become very honest about your thoughts. Actually, why many people don't go through transformation is that a lot of them are not honest about their thoughts. We will be honest to other people, but if you are not honest about what is happening with you, you will never progress into transformation. Finally, you will have wiser responses to anything, everything, with everybody. So I gave you these 4 to understand how you can measure your transformation. You can measure, you can feel it, that I am being transformed now.
在这里很重要是说，我们要有这个慈悲给我们自己，是想，当有事情发生的时候，我们好像我们妒忌了，或者是不喜欢这些人的时候，我们就要回来思维，但是有时候我们也是会做到这些小小的动作不对，但是我们一直在修的话呢，我们会很快的改善。很快的改善，没有像以前这样，我知道做不这样做了，我们做了我们就很快就觉得我们可以做，很快的慢慢的进步。所以，当你这样修行的时候，你会觉得你会对你自己很忠诚、很老实对你的这个想法。因为很多人他们不能改变转变他们的这个人，就是讲他们对用自己，他们讲变话。他不能接受这个真实的，当你这样其实学下去呢，你会做出更有智慧的这个选择，更有这个友善的选择，对你的生活。
All right, we have come down to the conclusion. Now what we learned was the problem. The problem is knowing Dhamma is not enough. We have to bring into our daily life, and our suggestion was to bring tiny little Dhamma practices into tiny little moments in your daily life. But never underestimate the mind's nature. Mind thoughts are very habitual, but understanding that we are slowly changing, slowly making progress into our transformation. And we talk about some of the ways that we can feel the transformation. But now I will list out certain concluding remarks. Number one, knowing Dhamma better but doing worse is a stage, not a dead end. If this is happening to you now, don't worry. After you learn this one today, you will make the progress. Awareness of the gap between knowing and doing, knowing Dhamma and not doing Dhamma. Knowing Dhamma but not doing Dhamma, that gap is the beginning of real practice. If you have not checked this gap, you are in trouble. If you know the gap, you are making the progress. So this is what I wanted to share today. Bhante, you want to do the conclusion this way?
我想这是现在所说的这个topic 是说，我们知道很多佛法，但是我们不会去用，我们还是学，还是跟老样子一样。但是这个只不是一个重点。其实当你知道你有一个gap， 就是有一个goal的时候，就讲你知道跟你该做的有一个goal的话呢，你这是一个开始了，一个好的开始，对一个这个佛法，所以他叫你好好的把这个今天所学的拿来对你的生活更了解、更改善，把你整个人改善掉，从这个一个小小的这个空间跟小小的这个事情在那边用我们的法去改变。
Has this ever happened to you? Buddha is behind you reading a Dhamma book, and then on the other side you are using the electric mosquito repellent and then killing mosquito. If this is your reality, you have to change yourself, right? That's why I put this photo here. There is something wrong. Behind you is the Buddha. You are reading the chanting book. I think the book that was open also a chanting book, and then the animal was killed on the book, right? If this is the practical situation in your life, you have to get ready, you have to prepare yourself, otherwise you will do the same thing. Alright, so with that, now we will be going into Q&A session. So do we have questions already? Some of the questions, can somebody check the box behind? Would you mind?
Can you show the last slide before thinking? It's one slide.
Last slide.
Before thinking, the one here.
Okay, so this is how we're going to do the Q&A. Bhante's mic will be passed on to that person. Someone should help because Sister Ching will do this part over here. Who can do that? Someone has to pass 2 mics. You can do it. So this brother will take this mic, and then Bhante, can you give this mic also? The other small mic, clip mic. Yeah, both mics. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Brother, you do this mic and hold this mic to the person. First question, anybody? You can raise your hand if you have a question. Also, Sister Ching, can you check the box if there are any questions? Okay.
Okay, Bhante, I ask the first question so that I can keep the ball rolling.
Yes.
You don't mind?
Yes, please.
Okay, 我问第一个问题啦，我讲英文，那 Bhante translate 去 Mandarin 啦，这个是我的功能了。I'm telling this is my job. Okay, first question. Does attachment hold back us to be a better person? What we expected from the Dhamma? More compassionate, more gentle, and more mindful. So the question is, does meditation help us to overcome this shortcoming?
Can you repeat the question slowly?
Okay.
Yes.
这个是我的
You
question.
are so serious in the question now.
Does attachment hold us back to be a better person? What we expected from the Dhamma?
Okay.
To be a more compassionate, more gentle and more mindfulness. So, does meditation help us to overcome this shortcoming?
Okay, very interesting. You know, in our life, naturally, we are becoming attached to things and people. May I ask you a very simple question? Are we emotionally attached to our parents? Are we attached to them?
Yes.
We are attached to them. Why we are attached to them? Because they have given us a lot of things. They have brought us to this world. They have took care of us. They may be old now. So we have a kind of emotional attachment to them. Even they pass away. So I think attachment is a very normal mental state that we go through. But the problem is, if we bring our attachment to clinging, upadana, lobha, that could be the problem. So I think what you were trying to ask is that this obsession, this clinging, and what can you do to overcome obsession, clinging? Can we do mindfulness? Yes, that is number one. Because if I am not mindful about what I am going through in my life with regard to obsession, clinging, then how do I respond to them? So mindfulness. And kindness, compassion is also very important, because if I am not kind to myself, why should I be mindful to these things? Maybe it is about me, it is about somebody I dearly, I cordially regard in my life. So definitely, right mindfulness supports us to understand our obsessions, our clinging, our greedy points in our life. It will help us to understand. Now, when our parents, when our loved ones pass away, most of us, we become very much sad about that incident. But what will happen after time pass, keep going? What will happen to us? Time will heal us up, heal our grief. But the moment that they passed away, we couldn't do it. Why? We couldn't understand what happened to us. Our whole world fell down. So I think these emotional attachments that we are carrying, they are normal. But those attachments will give us a very hard time if we bring obsession, greed, clinging towards it. Right? That is the problem. Let us maintain them without becoming clingy, without becoming obsessed towards them. In today's relationships, are people getting clingy? Are they trying to manipulate you sometimes? Control you? Or you cannot do this thing, you cannot do that. Why? They become clingy. That is a problem. Then more problems will appear. Right? So, yes, right mindfulness, kindness, all the things that you brought up are very necessary to address that thing personally. Maybe you can brief it briefly. Yeah.
就是这个事情呢，就是说，这个自主啊，我们用这个正念跟慈悲来面对的话，有什么帮助给这个修行呢？是不是好像自主好像会有这个感情的自主，好像我们很自主我们的父母亲，因为他给我们这个生活但是因为我父亲给我这个出来这个世界养我这么大，所以我们有这个我们很自主的父母亲，但是好像但是我们自主的不要用到我们这个贪嗔痴来自主的话呢那么就是没有问题为什么呢？因为当我们的父母亲往生的时候，那我们就是很难面对刚刚发生的时候，我们就是过几天过了时间之后，一个时间我们慢慢的接受了，我们就会放下。但是当时发生的时候，我们不会去面对。所以说，我们要用这个正念来解决这个问题。好像现在的人的这个感情方面，夫妻感情方面，他们会互相的控制 控制自己，控制那个对方啊，给对方很少的这个自由啊，所以就是说呢，你可以自主，但是你不要用这个贪嗔痴来加上今天是执着心啊，这是因为这个是很平常的这个东西所以他讲慈悲跟这个正念用这个修行方面来面对，这个是很重要的。
Bhante, there are two questions. I think they are in Chinese, right?
English.
Would you mind? Okay, I can read them too. Thank you. Okay, hopefully I understand. Good evening, Bhante. Cooking around. Okay, cooking around, I notice there are more female devotees. Okay, here and more interested in cultivating Buddhism than male. Why is that so? Are you saying that when it comes to the kitchen of the Buddhist center and Dhamma talks, there are more female than the male? Is it what the question is about? I think this is the nature of everywhere. I think women are more real about life. Perhaps they are more realistic about life. It doesn't mean male are not like that. I think the way that Dhamma goes to them could be a little different. And maybe they are expecting you to go back home and teach them. You learn better, you go and teach them. Right? So we cannot see a gender problem here. But of course, if we go anywhere in the world, even in Sri Lanka, you see the hall is full of female devotees. I think they want to be very real about life. So, but the reason why the male cannot be seen in the Dhamma hall could be different. So we cannot say one single reason. And you are also talking about kitchen, right? Cooking stuff. Right? I don't have one particular reason for that. I think that different people are contributing to the temple differently. This is what I understand, rather than why less male and more women. Right? But I encourage everybody to support the temple as much as you can in your capacity. So, yeah. Bhante, you want to say something about it?
因为有人就说，在厨房里面做工，在这个佛学会说比较多女人，没看说男人，是不是说因为女人比较现实对这个生活比较认真，对这个生活，所以他们要来学这个佛法，但可能你们那个女人比较对这个佛法有兴趣，你们学了回去叫你们上锅咯。而且在西兰卡也是这样，西兰卡也是很多事业呢，都是比较多女人的，因为女人比较有信心去学佛法。那因为你问这个在厨房呢，在厨房来讲，它是很难讲，因为很多人来事业呢，他们是有种种的目的来学佛但是讲他不要讲是讲男的是女的，他是想要鼓励每个人都来支持佛法，是这样的。
Okay, so we will only answer this question and the question in Chinese. So don't submit more questions because of the timing. This question is it's not about our topic today. It's about merit transference. Okay, but I would like to answer. Can you explain how transfer of merits work in science versus spiritual? Does it work? Yes, but it depends. It works. It depends on certain conditions. How to know our departed relatives, parents receive our merits? What is the meaning of sadhu? Okay, so the Buddha said in one sutta, I have another presentation about it. Maybe I can share that with you if there are more information. The Buddha said that when you transfer good karmas to your departed ones, the ability to receive those good karmas by your departed ones depends on where they are reborn now. If they are reborn as humans again, deva again, animals or hellish beings again, they cannot receive your good karma right now. Then the person in the story, in the sutta, was confused. Bhante, then what will happen to the good karma we are doing to them? Don't worry, they will be deposited. When they want to get good karma, they will come, they will take from the deposits of good karma. So I would tell you, you are asking if it works, it depends on conditions, right? Two conditions are good condition, one condition is not a good condition. Two means if you are a human, then you don't need good karma right now, right? If you are a deva, deity, God, you don't need good karma now because they are experiencing a lot of good karma, happiness. But if you are, let's say you became a snake, you became a cat, you became a dog, you became a bird, you have to live until you die. Even though they give good karma, your life will not become change. Then the person in the sutta asking the Buddha, Bhante, then what is the point that we are going to be successful in giving good karmas to the departed one? Then the Buddha was talking one particular state. If the departed ones were reborn in that particular state, they can receive good karmas immediately, right away. What is that state? Peta, hungry ghost. If your departed one became a hungry ghost, they can receive the good karmas immediately. I don't think that your departed ones became hungry ghosts. So then they don't need good karmas now. If they became as such, they can receive. And I also want to answer this question. Can you tell us in science versus spiritual? Okay, let me tell you this. How your good karmas are going to them. What are you doing? You know, you transfer good karma, pour the water into an empty cup, right? You are giving good karmas to your departed ones in the form of a wish. May these good karmas be upon my departed ones. So that wish goes to them. That is how it goes to them. It's not like I talk to the mic and my voice will be decoded, encoded and will be announced to the speakers. So wish will go to that person. I give you one very small example to understand. Sometimes have you gone through this experience? You are thinking about someone that you really like. Suddenly that person calls you. Has that happened to you? Huh? Right away, the moment you think about that person, you're getting a call message from them. Why is it? You have sent a mental energy to that person. At the same time, sometimes you are very angry about somebody, about an incident. And the person who was a part of that incident also angry about you. He also suffering, you also suffering, you know. So energy can go in good ways and bad ways. So transference of good karma will go as in the form of a wish. That is the answer. You are asking what is the meaning of sadhu. Sadhu means excellent, excellent, excellent. When you talk to your kids, you are saying good job, good job, good job. Excellent, excellent, excellent at the end of it. Bhante, you want to brief it? Yeah, I know it's very challenging, but I think you will make it. Yes.
因为有人问啊，我们回向功德给我们这个往生的亲戚朋友，他们可以收到吗？用科学或者用这个spiritual 心灵上来解释，然后我们怎么知道他们收到？还有一个问题是讲，沙漏的意思是什么意思？所以这个问题其实有4 in 1的，4 in 1，所以我们尽量，佛是说呢，你回向过的人，是可以是对，但是他们要收到是看他们出生在什么世界，如果是做人。做天神，他们已经有很好的这个福报，他们不需要 如果说是动物或者是这个地狱呢，动物类是他们呢做事做苦，他们做到死了，他们不能接受你的这个功德这是你做到这个恶鬼那么其实人做恶鬼的话，他们就能收到这个我们的回向的功德。好像如果用这个科学方面来说，日常他说像你回向公司有时候他们倒一杯水，他们做一个愿许愿说希望我们的往生去们有离苦得乐，这个许愿就是这样送去的，这是一种心灵的这个力量好像有时候你会想到你喜欢这个人，突然间他会送 message 给你，或者他来联络你来找你也同样的，如果当你生气一个人的时候，他也一样的生气过你，来生气你，所以这个心灵这个力量它有好的坏的它是用这个一个 wave 这样来传播。然后这个沙漏是讲 excellent 讲太好了，太好了，太好了。每次看他们讲，人家做布施，人家供养的时候讲沙漏是讲太好了，你做的太好了这是沙漏的意思。所以就是刚才我那所说应该我应该是没有所以他想，而且如果你做了那个好的功德呢，如果我们是没有做这个恶鬼的话呢，那功德会收藏住佛说，当他们以后没用到的时候，他们也可以去领养去 claim 那个 deposit 这个 karma 好的这个功德。
To take the mic closer, yeah. So the last question, can you bring this last question? She will read, yeah, please. She will read. I think better to take the mic, yeah. Yeah, please.
Okay, four questions. 在这个纸里面有2个问题。第一个问题是我们要如何修安般念 ？How should we practice the anapanasati? The first question. Second question. 我们是业而来，要如何解脱轮回业力 ？Second question is we come into this world due to karma. How can we be liberated from the karma action and turn back from karma?
Turn back.
Turn back from karma.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I mean 轮回业力就是 turn back of karma 噻。
Turn back means stop.
他是讲如何解脱轮回业力。
Okay.
Samsara, yeah. How to liberate from the karma samsara.
Okay, interesting. I think we will all right. So the first question is about meditation, breath meditation. So I will teach you a very simple breath meditation. That means you have to make sure your posture and you have to keep your back straight, and then you have to make sure that you are properly seated, whatever from your posture. You may be seated on the ground, floor, on a chair, it doesn't mind. Posture, then you have to scan your body, then you have to relax your body, then you have to watch your natural breath. In the breath meditation, which we know in the Satipatthana Suttas, in the Suttas text, Buddha asks us to watch our natural breaths. If you are going through a long breath and you know it's a long breath, and you are looking at how the long breath arises, how it stays, how it goes away. If it is a short breath, you watch how the short breath arises, stays and goes away. If it is a mixed breath, you watch how that mixed breath, both short and long and short, arises, stay and go away. So when you watch your breaths for their arising, staying, going away, then you will calm your breath. Right? When you calm your breath next time, when you have a negative mental state that is coming to you, frustration, sadness, unhappiness, you can notice the changes in the body right away, especially through your breath. What will happen to your breath when you are angry? Is it normal or is it different? It's not normal, right? Racing, then heavy breaths, you lose your voice. So the Buddha is saying to practice breath meditation to know our emotions, to know our akusala states, so we can change those akusala states right away because we see through our breath. That's the question, answer to the first question. Second question is karma. So as long as we are not enlightened, attain Nibbana in Theravada Buddhism, early Buddhism, we still go in the samsara. We are reborn and reborn. So if you are thinking to stop the karma, you must be enlightened. So what you can do is, as we said in our Dhamma talk, try to do tiny little wholesome activities. So in that process of transformation, you will get there one day. So that will be the end point of your karma. You don't have to worry about it separately. So keep doing good karmas, practice right mindfulness, and you will be over there one day. All right? Yes.
OK， 关于这个安倍练师师父说，你们的这个打坐的这个posture 姿势很重要，就是你不要坐在地上还是坐在椅子，你要很直。然后你要 scan 是讲你要关着这个身体然后放你的身体轻松 relax 然后关就是讲关这个呼吸自然的给它。如果长的呼吸起，它怎么来怎么走，你要去关它。短或者是有时长短来，所以你看到你的心就会保持这个产生这个静跟这个定，好像当你的情绪不好的情绪来影响你的时候，好像生气的时候，你看你的身体的呼吸会很快，所以你很知道你有这个真定，你就会去反应，所以不知道是讲我们用这个安般念来了解我们的这个心理因为我们心理跟我们身体这个呼吸，它跟这些我们的所面对这个情绪有关系到。第二个问题就是讲当我们还没有觉悟的话呢，我们是还回来这个苦海的。只有你要怎么去断掉这个伽马呢？他讲是好像我们刚才所说的是讲那个小小的这个改变，小小的这个动作来修用这个正念来培养这样你比较太担忧怎么样？总有一天你会到那边，只是要用这个小小的动作，在小小的这个空间里面去修，你会达到这个目的地的。
All right. So with that, we can conclude our Sutta Dhamma talk now. So may right mindfulness, which we were talking about this transformation, arrive earlier than habit, because habits come first normally. Let us make right mindfulness to come earlier than the habit, and at that point, wisdom softens our reactions, give us a lot of responses, and practice slowly reshape our daily life. So may all the good karmas we be making today by learning about what is the problem with regard to our practice, although we know a lot of Dhamma. So may all these teachings which we created by making a lot of good karma be upon our departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us. May our departed ones receive all these good karmas. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. At the same time, may all the good karmas be shared by all Deva, Naga, Mahindika. May Deva, Naga, Mahindika be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of us, Bhante Te and committee management here and everybody who gathered here for this Dhamma talk. May all you be protected by Deva, Naga, Mahindika for good health, quality of life, prosperity, safety and happiness, especially in this 2026 new year. May Deva, Naga, Mahindika also finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. The so-called Dhamma journey that we discuss here, it is not always solo Dhamma journey. Our Dhamma journey is a group Dhamma journey. That's why you came here as a group. So, the Buddha said our Dhamma practice cannot flourish without Kalyana Mitras, noble friends. We need noble friends. So, let us make a wish in this 2026. We had a lot of wishes, right? May we be surrounded with more Kalyana Mitras who can guide us with regard to Saddha, trust, Sila, morality, Chaga, generosity, Panya, wisdom. May we always be surrounded by those people, not the people who have low Saddha, low Sila, low generosity and Panya. And may we also become Kalyana Mitras, noble friends to as many sentient beings as we meet in this sansaric life. So thinking thus, let us say Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Finally, may all the good karmas we be making today be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Blessings. Abhivadana Siddhissa Niccang Vaddha Pachayino Chattaro Dhamma Vaddhanti Ayuvanno Sukhang Balang Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Iminati Saminjatu. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. With that blessing, wishing you a pleasant good night till we see you again one day. Thank you. Yes. Bhante, you want to say something?
Shall I translate?
You want to say anything? Translate or anything?
Translate better.
Yeah.
因为师父说了很多是讲，借你们所累积的这个好的功德，帮助你就天生来保护着你，你们把这个功德回向给那个往生的亲戚朋友。在这个2026年，希望你们有一个这个好的愿望，你们有这个累积更多的善友，卡拉耶纳维大善友在这个信心三大，在这个希腊，在这个戒上这个布施跟智慧在这个善友来支持你所以你们所做的这个功德也是谢谢你们对这边的佛友，因为我们这个走这个路不是一个人不了，所以我们今天我们来这个整个团体来，所以我们要来做一个累积这个 group 的这个功德走这条路下去所以师父给你们做这个助念跟你们身体健康万事如意。